The inevitable matchup is here. Whether you want it or not, get ready for it. Welcome to episode 30 of Cartoon Fight Club. The combatants in this episode have been on Cartoon Fight Club before, so if you want to learn their origin stories and basic abilities, then go check out those earlier videos. But if you have seen those videos and you know how the game is played, then let's get ready for the fight. As you should know by now, tonight's battle is between Goku and Superman. I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of problems with this matchup. The first problem being Superman has over 44 different versions, and each version has different authors, and that causes problems. But that is only a problem if we make it a problem. By choosing one timeline or one continuity, this will all go away. Because there is so much Superman, I'm going to offer you guys something special. 2 for the price of 1. Tonight's battle will have 2 fights. Goku versus pre-crisis Superman and Goku versus post-crisis Superman. And by post-crisis, I don't mean every single Superman meshed into one after 1986. That would create an illogical and broken character. I am just going to stick with the Modern Age and pre-Flashpoint series. This way there aren't any distorted calculations. And obviously pre-crisis will have Earth 1 and Earth 2 feats. That being said, let's introduce Cartoon Fight Club's 30th round of fighters. Superman has been on Cartoon Fight Club before. Last time he was on here, he faced the Hulk. In that episode, I covered his basic abilities, origin story, and moveset. For this episode, I'm going to focus on what is the true limit of post-crisis Superman and how he would match up with Goku. When the Superman character was revised by John Bryan, shortly after the Crisis of Infinite Earths comic release, it was decided to place restrictions on his abilities. This was designed to make it easier for the writers to come up with suitable challenges for the hero, and to eliminate or reduce those powers that had become too sensational or unbelievable for modern audiences. Emphasis was placed on yellow and blue star energy as a source for the character's powers. Superman, as we know, is a solar battery of sort. He can store yellow and blue star rays and convert them into his main power source. While there hasn't been a confirmed limit of how much he can store, it will always be a finite amount. The potential to always recharge his battery may be limitless, but the actual value absorbed will always have a limited measurable amount, regardless of how big or small that amount is. This explains why Superman has abilities during the night and why the limit fluctuates from time to time. Having said that, Superman isn't immortal. For example, let's take the battle between Superman and Doomsday. In that battle, Superman basically initiated a kamikaze run on Doomsday. He held nothing back to defeat him. Doomsday pushed Superman to his current limit. Superman's limit is based on his solar battery, which can vary in power from time to time. If Superman is facing a foe who can push him to his current limit, that said foe would have a great opportunity to kill him. The Essential Superman Encyclopedia states, Superman's strength levels have fluctuated throughout his career, but he has never had the unlimited power of Spectre or other magical beings. There has always been weights he can't lift, enemies he can't outrun, or puzzles he can't solve. Superman's support bench for academic or scientific challenges includes Batman and Dr. Emil Hamilton. And if a threat is too powerful or too numerous to fight solo, Superman can always call in the help of the Justice League. This encyclopedia also states that extreme trauma will kill Superman, just as it would any normal human. Doomsday inflicted fatal injuries on the Man of Steel. Overall, post-crisis Superman is really fast, powerful, and strong, but he does have physical limits and is killable. Now that was just post-crisis Superman. It's time I tell you a little about pre-crisis Superman. Here is everything you need to know about pre-crisis Superman. This version of Superman is so strong that he broke infinity. Literally, Superman effortlessly broke the bounds of infinity. Pre-crisis Superman also has the ability to create any ability he wants. Pre-crisis Superman is also allergic to dust, and be aware of his sneezes. His basic sneeze can obliterate whole entire solar systems. Overall, pre-crisis Superman is unbelievably overpowered, limitless, and broken, and he can create any new ability he wants to counter anything and everything. Pre-Crisis Superman is stronger than Infinity because he broke Infinity. Enough of the Supermen, let's talk about the Super Saiyan. As most of you know, Goku has been on Cartoon Fight Club twice before, and this is his third time on the show. He has faced Sonic and Naruto before. In those episodes, we covered his basic abilities, his new forms, and his origin story. For this episode, I am going to deeply cover his final forms and his most powerful feats. As revealed in Dragon Ball Super episodes 12 and 13, Goku's Super Saiyan God form has the strength and power to destroy the whole entire universe. When we are speaking of the universe, we are talking about the entire macrocosm itself, which can arguably be considered above universal level. At the very least, however, Super Saiyan God Goku has now become a universe buster. Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, also known as Super Saiyan Blue, is the result of a Saiyan transforming into a Super Saiyan after absorbing and retaining the power of a Super Saiyan God and training. Try saying that 5 times fast. This form is said to surpass Super Saiyan God. This new Super Saiyan Blue form boasts a vibrant, fiery, electric blue aura, as opposed to the red-orange aura from the Super Saiyan God form. Unlike its predecessor, Super Saiyan God, this Super Saiyan Blue form can be used at any time and has no apparent time limit, as seen by Goku and Vegeta transforming into this form during their battle with Frieza. The form exceedingly surpasses its predecessor, Super Saiyan God, and all other Saiyan forms. Like its predecessor, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan allows the user to sense and possess godly ki, which states in Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F that if Goku and Vegeta work together, they could possibly beat Beerus. Beerus himself was intimidated by having to fight 2 Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan warriors at once, implying that they would at least be able to trouble him. Goku has also practically perfected his universe-busting punch. After Goku's 3rd try with his universe-busting attacks, he pretty much replicated it to work just like Beerus. This means that Goku can lock in on a target and inflict universe-damaging power onto just one person, keeping everything else safe. Let's also not forget about the Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue healing factor. With this healing factor, Goku can heal vital wounds and regenerate organs. Even straight-on attacks to his heart, Goku can end up surviving it. Overall, Goku has suddenly become a universe-busting Super Saiyan God. Goku is a man who can break any limits, and if his enemy has a limit, he has the opportunity to beat that said enemy. And now, let's get ready for the fights. Both battles are going to take place on Earth, but the battle between Goku and Pre-Crisis Superman is going to take place during the roaring 1930s, and the battle between Goku and Post-Crisis Superman is going to take place on a modern Earth. That being said, let the battles begin!
Round 1. Fight!
Hey, that's too much. I need more training.
Round 2. Fight!
So, how would you prefer to be destroyed this time?
Hey, Vegeta, you're really coming along in these sparring sessions. Pretty soon you'll be a Sonic.
Just shut the disgusting mouth of yours.
Sure, but until then, it's not so bad being in second place, is it?
Enjoy your trip to the next world.
Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, really? Well, I'll give you something to talk about.
Really? Who is it? Who is it?
In some rundown little nowhere city called Metropolis.
Super!
Fight, try me.
Me too! Come at me and don't hold back!
Whatever evil you're planning, I won't let it happen.
Now I'm mad! Let's finish this!
It doesn't take x-ray vision to see you're up to no good.
You asked for it!
I believe in peace. In your case, I'm willing to make an exception.
You won't beat me!
I'm giving you fair warning. Leave. It seems force is all you understand. No more monkeying around. Let's go.
You won't get away!
Had enough? Maybe this will knock some sense into you. End this now. This is as far as you go. I'm bringing you to justice.
You're only the second person who's pushed me this far.
Yes, I can make jokes too.
Okay, what's this about? You're not a very cheery fella, are you?
No! Up and away!
This could be trouble. You're pretty strong. Now you've done it.
If I were you, I'd give up and go home.
You won't get away! For your sake, I hope we never meet again.
We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
No!
And of course, you chose the hard way.
Ready, set, go! You'll pay for that!
No!
Sorry, but I couldn't afford to hold back. If you don't give up your evil ways, I'll be here to stop you.
I couldn't agree more. Watch me.
I don't have any strength left.
I hope it was worth it.
You think you've got power now? You sure talk a lot.
You won't win this fight. I'm not finished here.
No!
Don't start measuring the curtains yet.
You're still too naive. I told you, you can't beat me. Here goes!
Let's kick it up a notch.
You had it. Isn't this fun?
One way or another. Go on ahead. I'll catch up.
Ow! I guess compared to you, you're still pretty weak.
You're finished! No! The League will stop you.
I told you, you can't beat me. Sorry, I meant to finish you off quicker than that.
Kameyame, what? Okay, now before the ultimate nerd war takes place in the comments, please hear me out before you rage. I know you're going to rage no matter what, but please hear me out first. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have questions about the outcomes of both battles, and many believe that post-Crisis Superman has infinite strength based on a few certain feats, even though DC Comics confirms he doesn't, but some of you still believe he does. So, I'm going to go into each feat and find out the truth behind his level of strength. Question 1. Wasn't Superman able to lift the Book of Infinite Pages? The answer is no. Not alone and not for long, at least. Superman was not able to lift this book. I will first start by saying the Book of Infinite Pages is just the title of the book. It is only called the Book of Infinite Pages. It has nothing to do with the amount of pages in the book. The book is really made out of every book ever written. This is still an extremely heavy book, but it is a finite book. And because it was finite, and Shazam had to help Superman lift this book, this feat has to be shared with both Superman and Shazam. Also, in the end of the day, they both failed to lift the book. Another interesting fact is Ultraman read the final chapter and last page of this book. If the book has an ending and a final chapter, then it is not infinite. A true infinite has no beginning and no end, and this book clearly has an end. Question 2. Wasn't Superman able to lift Spectre, who is made up of eternity? Well, I could answer this question with a question. What is half of eternity?
It doesn't shrekking matter. Eternity is a measurement of time, not weight.
He's made up of all time, not all mass. So the next question is, what is Spectre's weight? Spectre weighs as much as he wants to. He has the ability to constantly change his weight whenever he wants. That is how he's able to walk on Earth without breaking into the ground. Spectre will never have an infinite weight because the amount of weight he gives himself will always be measurable. When Superman lifted Spectre, he had help from the Justice League, and they needed to be there because Spectre had a finite weight. Now, for the sake of debate, let's pretend, just pretend, that Spectre weighs infinite pounds. Let's look at the scans that show the Justice League lifting him. In the first scene, we see Superman and Wonder Woman trying to lift Spectre's cape, but they are having trouble. So Green Lantern comes in and digs them a tunnel to break the ground Spectre was on. The ground was perfectly fine holding Spectre, which makes no logical sense if he's infinite pounds, but let's forget that and pretend that the ground somehow has infinite strength as well. In the very next slide, we notice Superman and Wonder Woman are no longer lifting Spectre. Only one person is lifting Spectre in this scene all on his own. Does anyone notice that green box that Spectre is in? Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for the man who apparently now has infinite strength. Green Lantern, everybody. Green Lantern can apparently lift Spectre all on his own, so Superman and Wonder Woman didn't even need to be there. Green Lantern's ring has something known as the pocket dimension. Within the ring exists the possibility of an entire world. When Green Lantern defeated the evil sorcerer Murridin, he reduced the magician to sub-microscopic size and then imprisoned him inside the power ring, into a world created by Green Lantern's will. This undefined space may be a tesseract or a virtual reality created by the power ring, but it doesn't take away the fact that there is a whole entire world inside the ring. Green Lantern's ring has a whole world in it, yet the ring only weighs a few ounces that anyone can lift. Thanks to Hammer Space, just because someone or something is made up of eternity or has a whole world inside them, they are nowhere near infinite weight. Also, a lot of Superman's strength feats like moving planets would have not been possible without the help of Green Lantern. Question 3. Didn't Superman travel from Vega to Earth in under 10 minutes, making him over 1,000,000 times the speed of light? The truth to this question is yes and no. Superman did travel from Vega to Earth, not by traveling really fast, but by slowing down time while in space, because everything in space moves faster when there's not that much gravity in its way. The comic clearly states that Superman is really just bending time without gravity stopping him. Time works differently while in space. If you don't want to believe me, or if you don't want to believe the comic book, then ask Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Near the Earth, the source of gravity, clocks run at the speed we know. If we're not moving, and we're way out here where the pull of gravity isn't as strong, time goes ever so slightly faster. We know this is true because we've measured it with spacecraft.
Now, for the sake of debate, let's pretend that Superman can travel over 1,000,000 times the speed of light. Travel speed is completely different from combat speed. And just for kicks, if it was Goku in this situation, he would have been able to travel from Vega to Earth within an instant via instant transmission. But then again, that is just travel speed, not combat speed. Question 4. Didn't Superman have the power to destroy the universe when he was fighting an alternate version of himself? Well, if you read the slide out of context, that's what it could mislead you to look like. But the comic really displays that he was only destroying the boundaries of space and time. And by space and time, these Supermen were really only shattering their own timelines and their own space boundaries as they entered each other's lives. Now, Superboy Prime does have the strength to shatter dimensions. You cannot take that away from him. This makes him semi-universal. But the comic clearly states that it takes Superboy hours on end of constant punching to accomplish this. Something that Goku can now do in a matter of seconds. Goku beats post-crisis Superman for the same reason why Darkseid, not Doomsday, but Darkseid, kicked his butt with the anti-life serum upgrade, which made him universal. In that battle, Superman tried to pull a smart move on Darkseid by physically preparing his body to catch him off guard and quickly finish him. But because Darkseid had the universal anti-life serum, he was able to kick Superman's butt. Superman would have died if the Justice League didn't come in and save him. Goku now has that same instant universe-shattering power and can use that power to ultimately win this battle. Now, this was just Goku versus post-Crisis Superman. Let's swiftly talk about Goku versus pre-Crisis Superman. I don't think I need a lot of explaining for this one, guys. Pre-Crisis Superman broke the bounds of infinity, making him literally limitless and ultimate. He also has the power to create his own abilities, which technically means whatever Goku can do, Pre-Crisis Superman can do better. Pre-Crisis Superman is illogically broken, and you can't mess with a character like that. A character like that can probably never lose unless he's facing someone else that breaks logic. Goku does not break logic, so Goku cannot beat Pre-Crisis Superman. If there's anything you learn out of this episode, is that it all depends on the versions and timelines of characters we are using. It all depends on the circumstances. You can't base things off of meshing multiverses together or breaking characters just to give one the upper hand. You have to use a specific timeline to get a specific result. That being said, the official outcome of this episode is technically a tie. We have one win for Goku and one win for Superman. You know what that means. We need to break this tie. We need a sudden death. So if you want to see Goku face New 52 Superman, that's the Superman that has his underwear where it should be, inside his pants. If you want to see a battle between that Superman, comment down below the word sudden death. And if this episode gets 4,000 sudden death comments, there will be a sudden death tie-breaking match to end the Goku vs. Superman debate. Also, please comment down your ideas for future Cartoon Fight Club episodes. They may even become a future episode of Cartoon Fight Club. On a side note, I want to give a quick shout out to Team Gohan Fighter, the Queen Diclonius, and Ryan D. Beast. Team Gohan Fighter was the voice of Goku during the first scene of the post-crisis battle. Ryan D. Beast and the Queen Diclonius sent me a bunch of scans to help me formulate tonight's episode. I'll also have a special thanks for all the volunteer researchers at the end of this video. Thank you all. Check out their stuff. Everyone was amazing. The fans are amazing. You are amazing for watching this video, even if you hated it. Just by being here, you are amazing. And now stay tuned, because the next fighters are going to be revealed on the next episode of Cartoon Fight Club.
You're an idiot for trying to fight that guy.